Hey, my friends, there are a few times that the people that we surround ourselves with may not understand what we're going through and the emotions that we're having. And, sometimes it's because we haven't allowed ourselves to vent. We haven't kind of allowed ourselves to move on to the next phase. But then other times it's because they don't understand what we're going through. And PTSD, it's a biological response. It's not a character flaw, right? And sometimes people are like, can think it's like, oh man, he or she's just in a bad mood, or she's so distant, and it's like, man, that's just who she is now. And it's like, well, no, it's just what she's going through or what he's going through. It's not a character flaw. It's kind of something they're dealing with. And if you don't know, as someone that you see around you, don't judge, right? And if you feel alone because you feel like you have character flaws, open up, right? There's people around that really want to help you, that really want to be there for you. And many people think that PTSD is just a mental response, right? And it's not. It's deeply physical. It's very emotional. It impacts things like sleep, your memory, behavior, how you feel. So it's a full package, right? When you're diagnosed, or if you have symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, it's everything, right? It encompasses your life. And that's why I talk a lot about trying to live with your PTSD, because it's a part of who you are. But most people don't know what you're going through because they've never lived it. They don't understand what PTSD is. If they're not first responders, they don't see the same things as you. Sometimes they don't understand what you're going through, but sometimes that's your fault, right? And I want to put that bluntly here is you need to open up. You need to tell people, look, I'm having a rough day, right? I'm going through something right now. You don't have to be specific. You don't have to get down in detail, but let them know what you're going through. Remind them, right? They don't have to fully understand what you're going through, but sometimes you have to give them the language. Sometimes you have to tell them, okay, look, I'm going through some mental health issues. If you feel comfortable in saying that, which I hope you do, my friend, open up, right? Let's break that stigma. And just tell them that you're going through something, and that, if they can just be an ear to listen to when you need. And most people will be there for you. Most people will. And then the third point I want to talk about is that education builds empathy. If they know what you're going through, they'll be more empathetic. But if they don't know and they just think you have some new character flaw to you, then they're not going to be able to be sympathetic. So, make these small little efforts and just educating your circle and telling them, like, look, I'm going through a mental health issue right now. It's not a bad thing. It's part of what I do as a first responder, right? It's kind of I don't know the word, but it's part of what it is. And explain that, right? So I want to give you a little exercise today. I called it Bridge the Gap, and there's a PDF to go with this. So what I want you to do is I want you to take 10 minutes, write a short letter or note to your friend, partner, or a teammate, someone that's kind of doesn't understand what you're going through and may feel like you've just changed as a person. So first, here's the first prompt. Here's what PTSD feels like for me, right? And write it down, what you feel, what kind of the emotions you have, some thoughts that you may having, maybe some of the actions that you've been doing that you've been noticing, because of course you've been here for a while, so you understand, and you're paying that self-awareness is checking in, so you know what PTSD feels like for you. The second question is, here's what I wish you understood. So just invite them in and say, look, this is how I want you to, you can even go to the places, this is how I want you to act around me, right? This is what I want you to understand what I'm going through. And third is, here's how you can support me even if you don't fully get it. Because like I said, many people won't understand what you're going through because post-traumatic stress disorder is a very unique journey, right? It's really accustomed to you because you can go through a certain event. I could go through the same event. You could be diagnosed and have, hypervigilance and flashbacks and nightmares because of this event, and I don't. But maybe there's another event that I hit and it causes me to have nightmares and hypervigilance and flashbacks, and you don't, right? It's a very unique journey. So you have to understand what it is for you. But here's the big thing with this exercise, my friends. Don't have to give them the letter right away, right? Don't need to write it and then hand it to them, right? There's not an email. There's a written letter, right? Because just writing it can help you express how you're feeling. And then when you're ready, it might become a very powerful tool for connection. So try that today. Check out that PDF and write that letter and bridge the gap between you and the people around you.